Welcome back, students. Today is January the 22nd. It's Wednesday, and today we did a lecture on polynomial naming and adding with subtracting. So we're going to work on that last piece we were doing in class where we were putting together all the different type of degree names and term names, and then we were connecting them to create the actual name of a polynomial. So I'm going to create two different lists. The first list I'm going to create is the one for the degrees, and the second one is the one for the terms. And just know that if you take the degrees and you combine it with the terms, then you'll get the name of the polynomial. Okay, so let's see how this works. If you have 0 degrees, then you have something that is called constant, because all constants have 0 degrees. If you have a degree of 1, then we refer to that as linear. If you have 2, we refer to that as quadratic. If you have 3, we refer to that as cubic. And here's the different ones. If you have a 4th degree, then we could refer to that as quartic. Some people don't like to use that word, so what they do is they just use the 4th degree. Of course, for 5, we would use quintic. And quintic, if you decide you don't want to use that because you can't remember it, you could always just use the 5th degree. And from here on, it goes 6th degree, 7th degree, and so forth. Okay, now let's talk about the terms. For terms, we would use, if there's no polynomial with 0 terms, so when we're talking polynomials, we would start off with 1 term, and for a 1-term polynomial, we would refer to that as a monomial. Okay, we have 2-term polynomial. We refer to it as a binomial. We have 3-term polynomial. We refer to that as a trinomial. And after 3 terms, from the 4th term forward, we refer to that as a polynomial with 4 terms. Okay, so here's how it works. Let's say, for instance, I'm working something and it comes out to be a highest degree of 2, along with only 1 term. We would call that a quadratic monomial. Get it? So let's say, for instance, we have something that comes out to be a quartic or 4th degree, and it has 2 terms. Then we would call it a quartic binomial or a 4th degree binomial. I'm hoping you're seeing how this is working. Let's say, for instance, we have something that comes out to be cubic, but it has 4 terms. We would call that a cubic polynomial with 4 terms. Okay, and lastly, just to make sure we cover all of our bases, let's say, for instance, we have something with 5th degree, and it turns out to be a trinomial. We would call that a quintic trinomial, or you could also refer to it as a 5th degree trinomial. All right, well, I hope this video helps. If you have any other questions or comments, write them down, bring them to me tomorrow. I'm usually in school right around before 7 a.m. so you could always stop in and get your questions answered. Have a nice evening.